All right, let's go like this. Let's get poll. Let's get. I think there's a couple changes that went into here. I forgot. I literally forgot how any of this stuff works, like at all. So, that's something that I got to remember how to do. I believe if I go like this here, I think I remember what to do here. I feel like I know what to do. Here. Hold on. I'm thinking out loud. I'm thinking out loud because I got to get this thing back up. I think there's this thing right here. Yeah. I probably should have used something like proto buffs. Honestly, that would have been sweet. Let's go like here. Let's go to Prim's.
I love you.
Prim's is. Let's see. What other graph? What other graph ones do I have? Yeah, that's good. That's the one I want. I want a graph list. There we go. Let's do that. Let's get rid of Prim's. I already have Prim's list. Oh, damn. I already got Prim's list. Yeah, let's do a list. Okay, let's do a list. Okay, there we go. Let's go. This is great. We already have this thing, which means that if I have that, I can go to my Ligma config, and let's go like this. Let's do that and go. All right, if I remember this correctly, if I have everything done, npm run generate. I know if I've done this correctly, I have day 4, which I do, and I just have this one. This is all I have to implement right here. How great is that? How great is that? How great is that? Tell me that is not fantastic. The sound is a bit low. Have you ever considered adjusting your volume? Because my sound isn't low. Proportionally, my sound is just fine. Just throwing it out there.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
I just, yeah, something to practice DSAs. I don't understand anything. Seems great. Yeah. Wartab, thank you very much. What is your worst take you had in the past that you totally disagree with nowadays? Oh, I'm sure I've had so many bad takes, especially around software engineering. Oh, gosh, I've had 1,000 of them. 1,000 of them. MPC code, thank you very much. PR Dev, glad to be here yet again. UML diagrams are great. Okay. UML diagrams were great. I'm sure I've said that. I'm positive I've said that. I'm positive I believed it because I remember believing that. Sounds like your golf swing is beautiful. It's not. It's horrible. What is the origin? I don't know. It just, dude, I would never know those things. And second off, I just don't know those things. Okay? They just exist. These things just exist. Okay, dog? And doing desktops as pretty good language to be harder. You are implementing it as a binary heap as well. So I was going to do both. So that's so tech savvy. You're kind of giving away the game here. So for those that don't know Prim's algorithm goes a little something like this. One, a starting vertex, right? So that's somewhere in this list, right? So usually you just pick like number 0, right? You could technically have a weighted adjacency list is literally just a series of graph edges. And so you got a little to and from. We could have done it different, right? You could implement it as a tuple, but they don't really have we don't really have that as an option in this language. So there you go. And so I'm just going to send back the weighted adjacency list that is the minimum spanning tree. So Prim's algorithm generates a minimum spanning tree. If you don't know what a minimum spanning tree is, effectively, let's go into here. Let's go to here and gimp it up. Let me just make sure I remember everything, because I myself also have to remember everything. I should get my little writing thing back up and running. But effectively, if you have a graph that looks like this, let's just say we have this thing right here, right? And it's 1, 2, 3, 7. Obviously, the minimum spanning tree is 1, 2, 3, right? I think that should be obvious about it. Right, and so what is a minimum spanning tree? So what is a minimum spanning tree? A minimum spanning tree, let's see, hold on. What is a minimum spanning tree? Well, a minimum spanning tree requires no cycles, right? You cannot have any cycles. No. No cycles. So as you can see in this graph, there's no cycles right here. So 1, 2, 3, right? And it's as simple as this. So to calculate in Prim's algorithms world, which I think is pretty clever, all you do is you take a starting node, right, which we'll just call this one a starting node, and we're going to add it into the list of things that we have. So this is our seen list. This is our unseen list of them, right, which is going to be 1, 2, 3. So I haven't implemented Prim's algorithm in super long time, so I can't quite remember how to do this thing. But I think we can discover it. I am pretty sure we can discover it. We watched some YouTube videos on it not too long ago. You know what I mean? Okay, wait, hold on. Did you really just ask this again? Guy, stop it! I just said we don't know. You're getting out of here for a second. I'll take you out if I need to. You just need to calm down, asking the same question. If you ask it a bunch and no one offers an answer, it just means that nobody knows. Okay? Nobody knows. Thank you. I'm going to eat the whole thing. I hope I have a good one. I really want to know. I know we'll stop. I mean, there's a way to solve it. You're going to have to look a bunch of, you're going to have to do your own searching here. All right. So let's see. Requires no cycles. Everything needs to be.
Welcome to Costco.
For it to technically be a minimum spanning tree, the graph requires a strongly connected. It requires to be strongly connected, and what that means is that you can imagine this is a graph, right? This is a graph right here that I'm about to draw. Right? That's a graph. It's just not strongly connected because you can't get to this node. Therefore, there's actually two sets in here, if you will. And so there you go. So, you need to be able to touch all the nodes if you want a true minimum spanning tree. We are going to do some dynamic programming. My goal is to do some dynamic programming. All right, so now that we got that, so then we have in our set 1, 2, 3. And so effectively, you could imagine that if we have 0 and we have this, we add all of the edges to, say, a list. Let's just start with the list, right? So I have 1 and 7. I'm going to scan the list now. See, this is what I was saying, tech savvy Travie, why, you don't want to give away the game yet. We could scan the list and find the lowest one. All right, so this does appear, so 1 is the lowest one currently, and does it go to a node we haven't seen yet? Is it in the like unvisited set? Yes. So that means we can use 1. So this is a check mark. We go to the next one. Is 7 lower than 1? No, it's not. So we go to the next one. Nothing's left. We're good to go. And so now we can use that, right? So that means we put in 1. So now this set becomes 0, 1. And our connection list is literally 0 to 1, right? So that's our weighted adjacency list, is having a connection between those two, which is a value 1. I think an adjacency matrix might be, it's always easier to use. It's just a lot more memory and time to set up. Adjacency lists are usually preferred. So now we have to throw in 2. So we get rid of 1. We put in a 2. Yeah, this looks good. And then we perform the same algorithm again, right? Is 7 the lowest one we've seen yet? Yes, it is. Does it go to a node we haven't seen yet? Yes, it does. Okay, 7's our current best one. We go to the next one. Is 2 going to a node we haven't seen yet? Yes, it is. Is it lower than our current best one? Yes, it is. 2's our best one. So this is a greedy algorithm. Literally, you're just grabbing the best edge every single time. So then we do it again. So now we have 1 in here. Now we have 2 in here. 2 points to, wait a second, 1, 2, 3. 2 points to 3 with a weight of 3. So now we have 7 and 3 in here, and they both go to the same node. You can imagine this thing gets upgraded with 2 in there, and we have the connections from 0 to 1 and from 1 to 2. And so we do the same algorithm. Is 7 the smallest we've seen? Yes, it is. Does it go to a node we haven't seen yet? Yes, it does. Is 3 the smallest node we've seen yet? Yes, it is. Does it go to a node we haven't seen yet? Yes, it does. Therefore, that is our lowest one. We're out of list to check. 3 is the winner. And now we get that one, right? So it goes 2 to 3. We have nothing left in our unseen list. This thing's completely filled with the whole thing. And now we have our minimum spanning tree. 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. There we go. We just did it. We just did an algorithm live like that. So how do you compute the if there's a Hamiltonian path? We're looking at minimum spanning trees right now, guys.
Welcome to Costco.
We're doing minimum spanning trees. So let's implement that one. Let's implement it in the stupid way I just suggested. Hey, thank you for the tier 1. Which do you like better, Prim's or Kruskull's algorithm? I can't remember Kruskull's algorithm. I know it involves the edges. I'd have to go see it. What about negative values? Gotcha, donkey. Yeah, negative values work the same. Is this one smaller than that one? It's just that they have to be, it has to be a undirected graph. Let's see, what about mean spanning trees? Ooh, the mean spanning tree. So let's first start off with the simple way. Everybody's asking all the questions. You guys are going way too fast. Okay, you got to go one step at a time. Okay? This scares Prime? No, it doesn't scare Prime. I just think it's stupid. There's a difference between scaring me and me thinking you're stupid. Okay, I just want you to know now, okay? Just so you feel okay with yourself. Because when I see that, I think you're stupid. Okay, anyways. Real talk, though. Real talk. Const foo equals that is more symbols. Look, it is both. It is more symbols and longer to specify. None of it makes any sense that you're doing, right? It's both less efficient and it has more symbols per eyeball. And you don't get a keyword identifier. Okay? No keyword identifier going on here. None. Plus, you got hoisting considerations. Yes, you also have to consider the execution order of your code. No, it doesn't look pretty. It looks worse. You also have this unknown thing. Like that, the best part is that you do have to consider hoisting. Right? You have to actually make sure that it's been declared before you can call it. It's less efficient as in, this is like less characters, right? It's literally less characters. Right? Yes, unless if you have a reason to use an arrow function, meaning that you need lexical scope, it's silly to use arrow functions this way. This doesn't make any sense. If you find yourself doing this, to me, that's like a great sign that you've done an anti-pattern. Anyways, let's get the hell out of there. Lexical scope. This. You need that. You need that guy. You want that guy. You want access to this, which most of you are a bunch of functional pretenders, and so you don't even use this anyway. So it's like it's worthless to you. Ugh, TypeScript. That's how I declare all my functions. Yeah, it's stupid too. There's a lot of things to it. There's a lot of things you have to consider, right? If I go like this, function A, and I call B, and I go const B equals this, and I go A, what do you think's going to happen here? Look at that. You get all sorts of goofy stuff going on here. Oh, come on, here, hold on. There you go. What do you think is going to happen here? Why would you do that to yourself? It literally does not mean the same thing. What does this refer to? It depends on the scope in which it's called in. Whereas if you do something a little bit simpler, a little bit more Grug-like, right? You're not trying to be a fancy magician, and you do this, guess what? Guess what? Guess what, dummies? Yes. Oh, I mean, this doesn't work just because of that. Dang it. F me. Hold on. There we go. What did I call the thing? Caught a machine day 4. All right. There we go. Great, right? Great. They're different, right? They're different. They're literally different. You can get these errors, and there's nothing like, it's not like TypeScript. TypeScript ain't saving you. Checkmate, atheist. Just literally use a function definition when you're defining a function. I know this is hard. You get multiple benefits. The only time you want to do this, when you want to do this, is when you want access to this variable, right? Because this changes depending on the context in which the function is called. This is equivalent to doing function. This is equivalent to doing something that looks like this: const a equals function. Let's see, function. What's it called? We'll just call it function foo. Right? That is the equivalence right there. These things are equivalent. Right? You just got to understand what it does, right? These are important to understand what's actually happening here. Do you even bind, bro? Most people don't know what bind does, right? People don't understand what bind does and why it's important and why these two things exist. They're actually very different. I mean, arrow functions are great. Like if you have let's just say you have a function that takes in, some sort of WebSocket, right? Let's pretend I'm using TypeScript here. On message, I think this is fine, right? Because really what you actually want this thing, often these things appear in constructors, right? You can imagine you have this thing in a constructor, so then you have a class, thingy, right? Whatever this thing is. And then you have access to this. And what is this? Well, this is actually the WS thingy, right? So if I have foo is a number, well, foo is the thingy, right? It's right there. You can see it. That's why lexical binding is really, really nice. There you go. Okay, enough of that crap. Arrow functions are way sexier to bind. Yeah, if you need the thing, you can just use that. All right, there you go. Glyph hack, thank you again. I don't know if I said thank you, but thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right, let's keep on going. We got way too distracted. All right. I killed my computer and I forgot about it. I forgot that I killed my computer. Let's get that one. There we go. That feels good. It's good for the color scheme. It's good for the color scheme, people. We want a good one. These distractions are awesome. It's so great. I know. I get a little distracted. Okay, so we have this. So I showed you the algorithm, which is pretty easy, right? One, select starting node, right? Two, put edges of current selected node into it's priority queue is the technical way we do it. We're just going to say into a list for right now. We'll just call it a list for right now. Three, let's see, select edge that is the lowest value end to a node we haven't seen yet. That's the important part. Cannot forget that part. Four, let's see, the newly selected node becomes current node. 5, repeat to step 2 until unvisited is empty or unreachable, right? If it's unreachable, technically you're done. There you go. That's all it is. Then you got to throw in a little dot, and then of course like 7, like dollar, right? Got to put it in there. You got to do this. You got to do it every now and then. What's the best book? I think the best book is not the Gang of Four. I have it under my books. I like this one right here. Oh, look at that. I almost opened up Amazon. Whew. Let's see. Copy link. This guy right here. Great book. I really like this one. I think there's actually a 4th edition now. But I've always really liked this one. I think there's a 4th edition. But this one is really technical. It's very, very technical.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Alex, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1. It's very technical, but it's very, very good. There you go, dollar. Let us write that. Okay, so let's just do this one pretty easily because I don't think there's a lot to this, right? So we can go like this. Const visited. Let's go like this. Let's have a we could do a new array, and we could just go list length false, right? Unvisited. We could just do an unvisited list, right? We could do either way. I mean, technically, if you have an unvisited list, you have a visited list, right? There we go. Unvisited, visited. I always hate these naming terms, right? Because they're like the flipping and the floppings. All right. So have we visited this one? Yes or no? There we go. We have an unvisited list. Fantastic. We need to create our minimum spanning tree, which is going to be a new array graph edge. All right, let's go like this. Let's go. Let's actually just go graph edge. Bap, bap, bap. There we go. We'll just do that. That makes it easy, right? That makes life easy. Can we all agree that makes life easy? New array, list fill null, bap, map, bap, dap. There we go. Fantastic. Everyone's on the same team? We got her out. We got her in. So long as we do everything correctly, we got it right here. All right, so now we got a step one, right? One, we got to select the starting node. So I usually just go like this. I usually just go visited 0 equals true, and let current equals list is 0, right? Yeah. List is 0. There we go. Good. Everyone's on the same team. Where's graph edge defined? Oh, I just made a nice little thing to give you just to make it so it's very obvious what it is, right? Like, look at that very nice graph edge. We don't technically need to do it this way, but this feels very, very verbose and very, very obvious to understand what's going on. You know what I mean? Yeah. There we go. Maps aren't great. For a small set of items, maps typically aren't as fast, performance-wise, big fella. Most people use maps inappropriately. Always start with, you should know this by now. Update your firmware, I'll click the thing. Okay, Beast Coast, shut up! All right, 2. So this is kind of like the while loop. While visited includes false. You like that? Huh? You like that? You like that? Includes does not. Wait, don't. Why you busting my balls? Why you gotta be like that? Gosh, I hate TypeScript. Wait, is there no include? Wait, hold on. Is there none? Oh my goodness, I effing hate TypeScript. Hate. Here, yes, next. You know what I mean? I just hate it. You know what I mean? I just hate it. Anyways, so step 2. We need to take all of the stuff that we just found, and we need to put them into a list, right? So we're going to have edges. Edges, right? Now, obviously, one of the hard parts I have is because I'm technically doing a directed graph representation of an undirected graph, but I mean, that's typically how you'd always do it no matter what. Right, because if you do an adjacency matrix, you still are doing a directed graph, but it's undirected because it has to have the same thing. Hot take, I love TypeScript, or I hate TypeScript, but I love JavaScript. Interesting. Interesting. I would say that I think that you're kind of wild for that one, but okay. There we go. Let's see. And edges we have to have at least one possible edge to visit, right? There we go. All right, so let's just keep on going on our algorithm. If you don't remember the algorithm, we're just going to go very, very simple through it. We're literally going to check through our list, or first we add to our list. We're going to check through the list for the lowest one that goes to an unvisited node. Do we want to remove out? We could technically remove out the nodes that we don't want to see. Obviously, this isn't the most efficient version of it, so we're not going to do it. The only thing I don't understand about Prim's algorithm yet is that the running time is e log v. I'm still struggling with why is it log v? I totally understand log e. I'm still trying to figure out how is it not e log e. I really don't understand how it's not this. I genuinely cannot figure out why it's not this one. I cannot figure out why it's this. Like, I don't understand it from my head. If anyone has a good resource on why is Prim's algorithm this running time? I'd love to see it because the Wikipedia article doesn't make any sense. Anything like that. These all suck. This makes perfect sense because if you use a priority queue, you get log E behavior. Because of the priority queue implementation, but it's a binary heap. It's for the binary heap. I'm not talking about that Fibonacci heap one. Okay, that fib business, ain't nobody got any configurations of that one. Okay, it's entirely too confusing. Okay, hold on. That's because O of log E is equivalent to V. Thank you. That's literally all I needed to see. I do feel like that's a bit of lying, though. I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like that's cheating. Can we all agree that that feels like cheating? I feel like this is genuinely cheating. This is one reason why I always hate Big O, is because I forget those little dumb things, right? So for those that don't know, E is equivalent to V squared. It took me, I felt so stupid not seeing this right away. Just imagine an adjacency matrix. You have V by V if you use an adjacency matrix. How many V's are there? Well, there's V squared. So if every single one of these was a 1, right, you'd have V square equals V square, right? Dummy, right? And so that makes perfect sense. So if you have log E, right, if you have log E, well, you can do the whole log V squared, which means that if you have a square, you can move the square in front of the log, so then you'd have 2 log V, which means this 2 can be dropped because it's big O notation, blah, blah, blah. Thank you, dude. Who just did that? Who gave me that one? Dude, that's just one of those things where it's just like, I totally forget. I just forget those little details. Big appreciation. You know what I mean?
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
There you go. It gave you 3 months. 3 months to the channel. I don't know if that's worth your time, but thank you. That's a lot of V's in here. We all use Arch, by the way. It's a lot of V's. A lot of V's going on in there. Thank you. Thank you. Many appreciations. A lot of clappies going on. You know what I mean? Plap, 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 plap. Get pregnant, get pregnant, get pregnant, get pregnant. What in the hell are you saying? What the hell is this man saying? V is for Vendetta. I hated that show. That show was so stupid. V for Vendetta, I thought, I was hoping for more dystopian government action. It was like 1984, but then the plot just kind of got like weak. And it's just kind of like they're just plot armoring constantly. The guy gets shot a bunch, and she's like, "How'd you live?" And he's like, "Ideas never die." Like, dude, it's not with plot. We can't plot armor. You can't plot armor like that. You can't do that. I am made of ideas. It hurts so bad. I made of ideas. So stupid. I'm a mutant, babe. I know. It's like when Galadriel gets hit in the face with the volcano filled with poisonous gases and everything, and she's just like, "I lived." You're like, don't do that, okay? At least come up with an idea. Like, have her jump over the side into something, Just have anything, Ideas never die. I wish I could say that about my side projects. She ducks behind a tree. Literally, at least give her a tree. Bisco, she does not duck behind a tree. She does not. Galadriel hits by volcanic ash. Do we got it? No. If anyone wants to find it. And also Sauron being, maybe he's a good guy. That was just so annoying. The whole show was just so bad. The whole show was just so bad. Thanks. I guess this one right here, that's me. Cool. Okay, whatever. In fact, I don't even actually want to spend mental energy. Galadriel. Oh, hits that by a typo. Yeah, whatever. Yes. I'm not gonna get this. I'm not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this. Right? Don't press it. We're not pressing it. It was a magical invisible tree. More like Gabadriel. I know. Okay, one more thing about that story. Something that makes me so upset is the fact that Elrond is just like a little sniveling politician, and then Gil-galad, or whatever his name is, the king of all the elves back then, is supposed to be this like heroic, amazing, incredible individual, and he's just like kind of a sniveling baby. And you're just like, dude, these elves should all be like ultra badass, right? They're supposed to represent angels, things that are incredibly more powerful than humans. And they're all just like, You're just like, dude, come on. I know Elrond's a good guy, but he's like stabbing Galadriel in the back. You know, playing the politician. Dude, no, they're like ultra amazing. They're supposed to be angels, right? Oh, nice. Cool and normal. Yeah, they're supposed to be like heroic, right? They're supposed to be you would expect them to be something different, right? Just give me the mate and give it to me raw. Gil-galad, be like, oh, so we're gonna die then. He's such a baby. It's just like, it was so frustrating. Okay, put all them edges in the graph, or in the list. Right now we're doing a list. This is intentional, people. Remember that, please. I don't need to hear another time about the priority queue. For const edge, me, a daddy. In what the hell is the thing called? It's gonna be called what are you called? You're called a list. Current. There we go. And then do of. Sorry, this is, we don't do in around here. We made a bad historical decision and now we're stuck with it forever. Cool. Thank you for that, JavaScript. All right. Now that we have that, let's just take this and go edges.push me daddy. Dude, I should really rename this thing to push me daddy. There we go. So beautiful. We put all the edges in there. Technically, we could do something a little bit more like clever, right? We could do something that looks a little, we could, you know what I mean? We could be a bit more clever and put one of those in there, but for now, we're just not going to do that, right? You don't really save anything. You still run into the same worst case. That'd be more like a runtime optimization, right? Edge me daddy. I could really go in here and go like array.prototype.push me daddy equals array dot prototype dot push, right? How great would that be? You know, throwing a little push me daddy. You know what I mean? Go in here and go interface array and hit him with a push me daddy, and this is gonna be a I do. Oh yeah. Did I get it on? Oh, you can't do it that way. Okay, I was wondering if I could ambiently declare it. Whatever. Imagine doing this in an interview. I don't know. Maybe. Isn't your while loop not going to run because the edges initially are empty? Ooh, great call. Great call. You know what? You are a very smart person, and you are clearly edging me, clearly goading me to use the Lord's loop, a do while loop. I want to say thank you for that. Okay. I want to say thank you for that. That was incredible. That was absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Okay. And we'll go like this. Current is greater than or equal to 0. Do while every day, all day. I don't know if you saw this, but programmers are human just dropped a banger. Oh, okay, cool. All right. So we now have that. So number 3, we need to select the lowest edge we have, to a place we haven't seen. Let's do that right now. All right, so we're going to go through here now for const edge in edges. Let's do that. There we go. And we go let lowest equals infinity, just to make sure that JavaScript doesn't have some stupid thing, is 1 less than infinity. True. Okay. I just want to make sure that JavaScript, I don't know, sometimes they do weird things and then you just are upset with your life. Okay. Lowest is infinity. Fantastic. Do we need anything else? I don't think we need anything else. Let lowest index equals -1. Yeah. If edge. What did I call this thing? What did I call it? Visited edge dot from. Wait, what is edge? Oh shit. Of. Ooh, 2. If 2, I like that. If we've seen this edge, we got to get out. Else we can go if it's false and our edge weight, right? And our weight is less than the lowest, right? Then we do want to use this one. So our lowest now becomes, what does it become? Edge dot weight. There we go. Go in there. And then our lowest, index. Yeah. There we go. That's the next one we want to go see. That's the next one we're going to go visit. Everyone's good with this algorithm? There we go. Step 3. Crushed out step 3. That looks correct, I think. All right, step 4. Here we go. Newly selected node becomes the current node. Current equals lowest index. Anything else? Repeat. Boom. But we did forget one thing. 4 is not complete. And we need to insert the edge from current to new into our MST. I forgot that. So let's go like this. Let's take this thing and go 4 and paste that in there, and then 5, 6, 8. There we go. We forgot that one. We definitely need this into our MST. Can we all agree? Not very cool, huh? Yeah. Today I learned you can assign variables to infinity. Yeah, it's just floating point specification 1984-754. Oh, it's 754-1986. Okay, I was. Oh, it's 1985? Is it 1985? Dang it, it was 1985. I'm so bad at this. Don't ever trust me again. 1985. Boo. 754. I got mostly the right numbers. Of course. Classic. What if lowest is greater than infinity? I'm not sure I agree with all the phrases you're saying, but yes, I'm saying it's easy to understand why E equals V squared. It's because of an adjacency matrix. That's how you can see it very easily. Meaning that if you don't do it in its compacted form, an adjacency list, which just contains the list of edges, right? Just contains a series of edges, but instead you use an adjacency matrix to visualize your edges, it's very, very clear that the amount of possible edges is V squared. That's where it becomes super clear. And that's why I like using this as a visualization, because or else it's very, very difficult. Whatever came of Vim Royale, oh, just like everything else in my life, a graveyard. So that's why I do that. It makes perfect sense. Infinity plus 1, got him. So just ordered a split keyboard. Oh, nice. Well done. Yeah, it makes most sense to do that because people can visualize the squared nature of it all. But if you don't have that squared nature, it's very hard for someone to visualize that doesn't have that background. You know what I mean? Why does Vim use HJK when if arrow keys feel way better? They don't feel way better. You're just used to it. You're literally saying something that makes just zero sense. Okay? At one point, it was very hard for you to use the arrow keys, just like it was much harder for you to use WASD, right? Arrow keys, WASD, you just simply use it, and then all of a sudden, once you use it, it becomes easier, right? It's a function of your experience. If you've, go watch somebody who's never used a keyboard try to use the arrow keys. In other words, I had kids, and my kids, when they tried to play on the computer for the first time, they could not walk anywhere. They kept getting so confused. Why? Because their brain's not used to arrow keys. You know? That's why I was also smart. I did not teach them WASD, because WASD is for losers. Okay? I do ESDF. ESDF is the true winner's hand format. Okay? Winner's format is ESDF. Losers is WASD. Like, why would you do that to yourself? You're completely neutering an entire 3 keys, right? Excuse me? Yeah. ESDF is the best. I know people are just realizing it right now, like, wait a second, why do I use WASD? Here's the best part about using ESDF, is that you rest your hand in your natural keyboard position. So when you press 5, you are already used to pressing 5 9,000 times in your life. You don't have to learn 2 sets of key layouts and have this, like, thing inside your head of where stuff is at. Instead, you already use your layout that's available in your brain. It's in your brain! Home row advantage! So they could switch weapons with QWERTY 1, 2, 3, 4. See, this also makes perfect sense. Honestly, this makes perfect sense. I don't see why you wouldn't do this. Their arrow keys don't mean anything. They're theirs purely so that you could map it in a simple way from what you think you should experience in the real world and on your hand. But there's nothing that says you can't learn anything else, right? Right? My left hand just offers 1 set of keys to the left while typing. The only reason why I don't like it for other games is that often in other games, you want to be able to press like crouch or run or other things while still doing these 3. So often if I'm playing something like Tarkov, I'll want these 3 to be here, and I'll want to be able to lean to both sides without having to hinder any form of movement.
I love you.
Right? So I like all the utility keys on my pinky. Next week, my YouTube video will be full of why is ESDF videos. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've always jump. Yeah, that makes sense. You can do a lot of those things. You should just optimize for not having to do that. Okay, anyways, let's go back to this. Why do we need to insert from, let's see. We need to insert the edge from the current to the new in our MST and on the weight. Okay, so that means we're going to go like this. MST, and we're going to go like this. Current dot push, and we're just literally going to use to this. Oh, we don't want to do that. Ooh, wait a second. You know what I just realized? My little list here, my little listy list doesn't technically have that information, right? I need to know from whence it came, right? This isn't telling me from whence I came, so I actually can't use that as an algorithm. The problem is I need to keep track of all the edges, right? Which is kind of annoying, right? So I can't just do that. I also have to have something that says from whence I came, right? I need like a current in there, right? That makes sense, right? Because if you have a current in there, then you can kind of do that whole thing, right? 1. Oh my goodness. It would be a number. There we go. I mean, we could do it. I'm positive there's nicer ways to do this, but we're just doing it off the fly here, right? So we have this. So if we have this beautiful edge, we're gonna go like this. Oh wow. We'll just go like that. Yeah. This is looking good. This is looking good. Oh my goodness, it's really wanting me to do this. Oh, I feel like I've made a mistake. We're programming in furious bad modes. Whenever I see this just means bad things. This just means bad things, people. Whenever this happens, it means bad things, okay? Bad things are happening as we speak. All right. If lowest edge 1 does not equal null, then we can insert this into our little item here, MST, lowest edge 0 gets to be pushed towards lowest edge 1. There we go. We're going to take that one. Lowest edge 1 equals 0. And there we go. I think that should work. I love Vi so much, I named my cat Vi. Nice. Why do you use const in for loop? Let the other variables, because I'm changing them, dog. This isn't changed. That's a singular variable. These are changed variables right here. They're being changed. I use const for all variables that shouldn't be changed, and let for variables that should be changed. Pretty. I mean, it's like, why not use Kruskuls? I swear, Some people's children.
Welcome to Costco.
When someone's
I
making
love
something,
you.
they're just making it for the sake of looking at it. They're not necessarily making it for the full sake of whatever you're trying to say. Okay, so just remember that we are going through the algorithm. We're not even implementing it with a priority queue. We're just doing the thing, right? So you gotta, you just gotta let things happen, right? The problem is sometimes, I mean, it's the standard reason why I see a lot of people fail in
Welcome
the
to
things they try to
Costco.
build,
I
right?
love you.
It's because this is what ends up happening. This is your starting point, right? This is like a fully product state, right? Where everything's been thought through. When you start, don't ask a bunch of questions, right? When you're just starting to do some exploration, grab a few pieces, try it out. You learn the thing, and then you make the steps all the way through. You know what I mean? So right now, we're just simply implementing Prim's algorithm. Are we using a priority queue? No. No priority queue. No priority queue. Remember, this is JavaScript. Is there such thing as a priority queue? No, there's not. You get to implement a priority queue. All right? So it's Sag. We don't want that. So next we will do prims with a priority queue. Then we'll do Kruskulls. Yeah. Right? And that will be great. Kruskals? I can't remember how to spell his name. That doesn't look right. That does not look right. Kruskals. It's not Kruskals. Backend dev wants to learn embedded systems. Should I avoid Rust at the beginning? Learn whatever you want, dog. For loops. Let's FP this shit. Who is that guy, Cam? Boxy? Who the hell's Boxy? Kruskals is correct. Oh, it is Kruskals? I thought it was Kruskals. You want to remove piping to bare minimum. All right, so the fact that I don't have a priority queue, I don't really want to implement this. I'll implement a priority queue offline and just have like a little quick thing. Do we even have, maybe we just have a nice priority queue NPM. Gosh darn it. Here we go. Here we go, people. Published 3 months ago. All right, min priority queue. We need an I compare. Oh yeah, hell yeah. We got ourselves a full on. Hell yeah, we're enterprise programming now. Okay. NPM dev, I know. I'm in the university. I saw Crystals and Primes like 2 months ago. I thought I would never see them again or use them in my life. You probably won't use them again in your life, but they're good to know how graphs work, right? It's okay, soda with a lime. Well, this is kind of our next step anyway. So I think I'm pretty confident that we got this. Dang it, what's the stupid thing I have to do here? F me. TS config. Include this.
Welcome to Costco.
Code should be that.
I love you.
There's something I'm missing with jest now. See, this is why I hate pathing so effing much. I hate pathing so much in TypeScript. It is painful how much I just hate it. I hates it. I hates it so much. Can we all agree that every single time? All right, so what am I doing wrong here? If I go to tests and I go to Prim's list, it said Prim's algorithm.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
That's why. It wasn't a list problem. Turns out it wasn't even a pathing problem at all. Turns out it was just me being stupid problem. We done darn did something wrong, didn't we? We done darn did something wrong, didn't we? We done did something wrong here, okay? We did it wrong, which is not too surprising that I did that wrong. We forgot just the simplest forms of this. We done goofed. First off, what else do we need to do? Visited, okay? We need to set the visited edge to being true. Set visited and remove the potential edge, okay? Are you ready for the world's most disgusting algorithm of your life? Edges splice index of lowest edge. Let's go. Lowest edge 1. Let's go. Oh, let's go. Oh my goodness. Type narrowing is so annoying sometimes in TypeScript. Okay? It's so annoying. Because like it knows when you look at lowest edge, it's like, yeah, that's its type, but I can go like this, 1, and it just knows that it exists. It already knows that it's been type narrowed on the auto completion. Just let the type narrowing happen. Goodness gracious. Emotional damage. Wait. Is it as? I think it is as. Just emotional damage right now. Okay, so we didn't get it right. This is what we expected. This is what I inserted, which means that I must be doing something wrong. Huh. I wonder what I did wrong. Okay, let's try this one. Console log, lowest edge. Let's just see what I got in here. Actually, let's go like this. Let's throw that in there. Let's go edges. And then what else do we want? We also want visited. Yeah, let's do that. Do we want anything else? Ooh, we also want one more item. MST. Montana Standard Time. The only time that I know of. We'll throw all that in there. There we go. This looks very nice. All right, what do we got wrong? What did we get wrong here? All right, lowest edge equals from... what's the graph we're looking at? Now that I think about it, I don't even know what the graph is. All right, what do I got here? I got, oh man, I don't even know this graph. I don't even know this effing graph right now. We don't even know the graph. We don't even know the graph. I think you can use visited. Yeah, we can use visited. Visited's fine. Visited is fine because visited is how you know. It's just your list of things, right? All right. All right, so let's go back up to the tippity top. We got our lowest edge from 0 to 2 with 1. Our current edges are from 0 to 1 with 3. What? All right, hold on. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Let's write out our graph just so I can see it. What the hell is our graph? Our graph is, what is it? It's, let's see, we got 0, and it goes to 1, and we'll say 3. 0. Hey, hold on 1 second. 3. We'll just go like that. That seems nice. And let's see, to 2 with 1. 3. All right. Let's see. And then, let's see. 1 goes to 0, and it goes to 4. RIP 2. Nobody knows where that is. 4 with a weight of 1. Okay. 2 goes to 0 with a weight of 1. Wait. Ah, shit. It's not 3. Yo, dog. This is a 2. Yo, dog. This is a 2. Oh, I have them as as different weights depending on the side. Do I? No, this is weight 1 to 2. 2. Yep. Okay, my bad. That's a 2. Am I just stupid or something? Here, I got everything mixed up. Sorry. This is 3. I'm stupid. Just everyone slow down. Everybody slow down. Okay? This is not an emergency.
Welcome to Costco.
Okay, it's not an emergency. We're fine. We're okay. Here, you know what? F it. We're just gonna do a whole new one. Emotional damage has already happened. All right, so we got 0. It goes to 1 and 2. Okay, it goes to 1, and it goes to, my circles have gotten really bad as well, which is also emotional damage going on right now. 1 goes to that, and 4 with 1. Goes to 4. Fantastic. What's this one? This is 2. 2 is just by itself right here. 3, which we don't even know about. Apparently, I'm just going to put 3 here. It goes to 6 with a weight of 1. 4 goes to 1, and it goes to 5. Weight of 2. And then let's see, 6. Ooh, do we have ourselves... Oh, this is a directed graph. Yo, dogs, this is a directed graph, right? Maybe it's not. Just to make sure. 5 goes to 4, correct. 5 goes to 4 with the weight of 2, good. It goes to 6 with the weight of 1, okay. Right now, this doesn't seem very fancy-pantsy. Okay, so let's make this a little bit better, because right now that this graph sucks. Let's make this thing go to 3. Right? That looks better. Can we all agree? Having at least a little 1 to 3 action is good. Okay, 1 to 3 action. We need a 2, 3 with a weight of 3. There we go. Yeah? Looks good now. We had to at least throw in something that kind of screws everything up, right? And then 3. Wait, it goes to 1 with a weight of 3. Does that look correct? I think that's correct. There we go. Okay, so this is a better graph. I like this graph because this just proves it, right? Because that means it should just go all the way around and should... We just really wanted to skip this thing. That's all we care is we just wanted to skip this one right here, right? I don't know what you're talking about, honestly. That's you shouldn't be looking at the input of, let's see, that's the expectation. Shouldn't you be looking at the input of the prim's function? Well, first, I got to get the thing correct. So now we have the correct graph. So that means my first output should be, I should be going, let's see, my lowest edge should be from 0 to 2 with a weight of 1. Correct. That's what we expect. The edges that we have available still are from 0 to 1 with a weight of 3. Okay, so that's correct. That's what we'd expect. Our visited should be 0 is true. We visited this one. And now 2 is true. We visited that one. Okay, so we have the correct shape thus far. This is exactly what I'd want to see. Our minimum spanning tree should look something like this. 0 goes to 2 with a weight of 1. Okay. Like, right? That's what we want to see. That's the one we want to see. All right. We're going to do it again. Lowest edge goes from 0 to 1 with the weight of 3. Yay! I mean, we could add in another one right here. That's like 7. That would be appropriate. I mean, that technically would be appropriate. We could do that. We're not, but you could imagine. That would be appropriate. We could actually do that. Just so at least at 2, we're adding in something. You know what I mean? Let's do that. Let's paste this one down. We're going to go to 3 with a weight of 7. We're going to take that up here, do that. There we go. And then 3 also has to be 2 with a weight of 7. There we go. All right. There we go. Option alert, because Kruskulls only requires a sorted list of edges. Yeah, no, we're not doing Kruskulls. I think we should have a counter for how many times people mention something different than what you're doing. Just in streams in general. I think that would be a great counter to have. All right. So we have 2, weight 1. All right, we have our next section, which is from 0 to 1 with the weight of 3. Perfect. Our edges should be from 0, let's see, to 1 with the weight of 3. 0 to 1. No, it should have been taken out at this point. We should definitely have this thing taken out. I'm a little confused. This feels wrong. Something's gone wrong here. Something's gone wrong, and I don't like what I'm seeing. So let's just make sure that I haven't done anything stupid. Edges is defined out here. Perfect. All right. Hold on. Let's do this. Let's see. Let's go like this. Console log loop with current. There we go. That way we kind of know. And then we'll do edges.length. It's a nice one, right? It's a nice one. We kind of know what's happening here. I'll have to open a ticket. I'll open your ticket. And we can also do this to not run the test output, because the test output is just such garbage. It is such garbage to use the test output. We can take that, jump here, and go if require.main equals module, then we can just go, what's the things called? FP. Do one of those. It's literally called prims. There we go. That seems so much better. NPX TS node source day 4. Prims list. There we go. Do I have TS node? Of course. Of course. I have never got a DTS module correct in my lifetime. Has anyone ever done it? Has anyone ever got a DTS module correct just first try? Is that possible? Or is it just simply impossible to get DTS modules correct? Jest, got it correct. TSC, apparently cannot get it correct. Oh, it's because there's a bunch of unimplemented stuff in day 1. There we go. Just don't do day 4. And then, of course, a bunch of tests. Damn it. And then I can't do the code stuff. Oh, my goodness. I just want to throw punch it. Of course, I can't do that because those things don't exist, because they technically shouldn't exist. Okay, whatever. I ain't got no time to try to figure this out. DTS module? Yes, DTS modules. It's like putting a USB correctly in on first try. It just doesn't happen. I know. Whatever. We're just not going to worry about it. I was really hoping I could just run it. Isn't there another way to run these things without doing all the type checking? Isn't there like the SWC run TS file? Isn't this just like a thing that we can use? Right? Can I just do this? npm id SWC node. Is that what it is? SWC node. Okay, what the hell is the thing's called? Is it /register? Oh, it's /register. Register. I have not tried TSX. I love the fact that somebody literally named something TSX. My favorite thing, I think, in the universe right now is someone named something called TSX to replace Node TS. They literally chose single-handedly the worst possible name of all time for something. Imagine how many people are going to be confused by the fact that we now have something called TSX. Great job, that team. What were they thinking? All right, anyways. All right, so here we go. Loop 0, 0. Lowest edge now is 0 to 1, which is correct. We believe that. Here, I'll go like this and shrink it down a little bit. Okay, so let's see. That is correct. That is correct. That should be correct. This is correct. MST should be that. Okay, correct. All right, so next lowest edge should be 1 to 3, correct. Edges somehow turns into this. Now, it's obvious. Do you see the problem? Do you see the problem? Here, let me help you. Goes to 2 and 1. 1 goes to 4. 3 ain't going nowhere.
Welcome to Costco.
We're gonna need to fix that.
love you.
I only have this as a directed one-side graph production, so we can fix that. That's easy. Apparently 4 ain't doing nothing. Let's see, 0, 1, 2, 3. Yep, 2 and 3 ain't doing nothing. That's fine. 4 goes to 5. 5 goes to 6. 6 goes to 3. Okay, so we got it. I'm just a dummy. Okay, it's just me being a dum-dum right here by forgetting to do this bad boy. Where are you? Edges. You know, I didn't push in this one, right? Because I also got to go like this. 1, oh my goodness, 2 is going to have to be 2, lowest edge 0. Weight is going to have to be lowest edge 1 dot weight. I forgot to create the inverse link there. I mean, technically, I could snap it out of the graph real quick and not create the memory. But there you go. That would be my expectation. Yeah, everyone agrees that's the expectation. Anyone have any disagreements? Very cool. Okay, we got it. Noise. All right, that was pretty fun. All right, that was pretty fun.
Welcome
I
to
like doing
Costco.
it this way.
I love you.
One reason why I like doing this way as a form of initial teaching is that it doesn't require any compounding knowledge of data structures. Does that make sense? 1 and 2 go to 0? Yeah, absolutely. Look at the graph. 1 and 2 both should be going to 0. Montana has some weird times, absolutely. But the moment you introduce a priority queue, especially to someone who's just starting to learn, you have to
Welcome to Costco.
you add one more layer of abstraction, right? Technically, we still use data structures, but not the best one. Yeah, the best one's almost exclusively an array every single time. Like, every time. I'm sure even this shitty algorithm that I have programmed, subtracting out this console logging and the other console logging up top, will run faster than things with up to 20 edges. Because people often forget that n can be less than log n, right? People just forget this little fact here, you know, because it doesn't make a lot. It's not intuitive to begin with, right? In practicality purposes, this shows up all the time. Big enough C, right? And the reason why that is because I wrote that notation incorrectly. It's actually Cn C log n, a clog n, right? And so any C that's sufficiently large, you know what I mean? Arrays and cache locality are very underappreciated. Absolutely. They absolutely are. Cloggin, called it. It's the classic cloggin. People just don't realize how cloggin works, right? We never really see the constant when working with big O notation, so it's easy to forget. Well, yeah, you should never see the constant. It would be weird to put in the constant in general, just because it doesn't, for big O time, because big O times as n approaches infinity is like what you should be saying in your head. Recursive version when? Never. Is this series DSA YouTube videos? No, the first version is free on Front End Masters. It's free forever on Front End Masters. So
Welcome
you can
to
always go
Costco.
check it out. Mario Neto,
love
thank you
you.
very much. 9 months of of amazing content. Thanks for everything. No problem. Mint Jam 9, thank you for the brand new tier 1. Evichi! Thank you for that. What's up, Prime and chat? Feeling fresh day? Very fresh. Bad Moogle. Thank you very much. Fix a warning. We don't have any warnings to fix right now. Alan Hunningham. You dirty dog, you. Dr. Mysterio. Dr. Mysterio 007. Great name. That's what I would have named my character when I was in 6th grade, right? Loved 007. Big Edukes, thank you very much. Extremely Ryan, $5 a month, absolutely. Futech, thank you. Backend Dev wants to learn some embed. Oh, I already talked about that one. Lucid Ghost, thank you again for the Twitch Prime. Appreciate that. Grezu, use Prime sub. Can't think of a more appropriate channel. I am literally Amazon Prime. Maximum EU. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Maximum EU. Roasted DB, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And then I believe I said thank you for everything else. Hey, so thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What are you doing here? A church was in a field somewhere. We didn't know about it. We were late to it. It didn't exist anymore. And so we weren't able to go. Do an Indian accent. I don't think I can do an Indian accent. I think the only Indian accent I can do is from the one from my childhood, in which every person can do if you grew up in America during the 90s, which is, you kicked my dog, right? Everyone heard that tape like 9,000 times. Gives you some free DSA. You sniff and y'all get some more of that DSA, right? Do you know anything about Netflix engineer that was recently went missing in San Francisco? I've heard about this. I've heard about that. Yeah, it seems it's very sad. I have absolutely no clue what's going on. I haven't read into it, but man, you get annoyed if someone calls you Primey? No, you can call me Primey. All right, I'm following the DSA course on Front-End Masters. Great content, yeah. Are you on a TRT? What does that stand for? Thick, racking testicles. All right, let's keep on going. We can get some of them thick racking testicles, boys. All right, ooh, look at this. Melky's going to make so many good stuff. Anyone produce it? Oh.
That scared me.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
It's me, Mario. Well, thank you, Mario. I have many appreciations with that. Scared me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Scared me a little bit. I kind of got scared. I puckered. I puckered severely there. Frutis666, thank you very, very much. Oh, there's some severe puckering. ¿Por qué, Maria? ¿Por qué, Maria? Stop doing fix a warning. I should take that out. I will give you some better ones coming up here, okay? We're going to give you some good ones. Hello, I'm John from Microsoft. How can I help you, sir? Well, thank you. Thank you, Mario Ben. Everybody say thank you, Mario Ben. Maybe not the right time. Here's the deal. Life is going to be life, and people will continuously do what people do. And when there's the ability to make money or fame or fortune, people do all sorts of different activities to do it. And they don't have to be narrowed down to anything that's particular. That terrifies me. Okay, that terrified me, Mario. And so if you want to live your life and do the right stuff, you got to focus on how you interact with the world, not how the world interacts with you. Okay? So if you want to be successful in these things, you will always find wrong in every single company, right? There's people that shut themselves off to the world because they dislike Elon Musk, so therefore they'll never use Twitter. And they dislike this and that, and they'll never use whatever those products and services are. But you got to realize that we're all being complete hypocrites because ultimately, at the end of the day, stop it! We're still buying cell phones made with slave labor. We're still using Amazon with next day delivery that is having horrible conditions in the shipping factories. You're still using all these different things. Complete hypocrite, right? And so if I were you, I would try to live my life maximizing and helping others. Education, if you can. Free education's great. That's why we have some free stuff. I'm very happy that Front-End Masters let me do the free stuff. Did it cost me money? I think at the end of the day, it probably did cost me a little bit of money. Is it okay? Yeah, I think it's okay.
That scared me.
That is 4 separate bangs today. Okay, that is 4 separate bangs. Radius, Mario Ben. It's a me, Mario! Thank you very, very, very much. I genuinely appreciate that. I think it's very easy also to look at these companies and things people are doing in a very one-dimensional light. That's why I mentioned those. It's a very one-dimensional take to say, Amazon, using bad labor conditions and that, and so therefore they're evil. They've also probably done a lot of good things in people's lives as well. You know, you just will never hear or read or understand any of those things, right? It's just a fact of life. And so I don't like to I really don't like to just drag on something just because, and just to point out the pure evil that something can do, because there's thousands of things you'll never hear about. Just try to be good. You know what I mean? Try to be good to others. That's the easiest way to overcome some of these things, is find something that you can give back to the community in, and you can give it a +1. Now, maybe that +1 will be drowned out by the myriad of bad things that are happening. That's okay. Your job is not to fix the world. If you think you can fix the world, you're crazy, okay? You'll never fix the world. But you can always make it better for a couple people in a single moment. That's how I think about it. 4 bangs in one day. Lucky if I get a bang per week. I know. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Cracked AF. I appreciate that. I am learning to drive a car. Do you have any advice? Good luck. Let's see. How do I react when an interview pulls up leak code hard question on a front-end React interview? You solve that question. That's how I think about it, at least. You know, I think it's a lot easier than getting super upset about stuff. Yeah, I know, exactly. I can't say what's going to happen, right? I think it's very one-dimensional take to make these, like, extreme things. I made it intentional because it's very easy to make these really intentional, like, very, very obvious things, which it considers no other, confounding factors. And so just trying to be real here, which is don't try to solve the world's problems. Just try to solve your own local problems. Isomorphism, let's go. Tier 1, brand new. Hell yeah, girl. And so I really appreciate that. I really do. Gold tips, well, thank you. I just want to be real here. And then we're going to go like this. I'm going to take these things out. Hey, I do appreciate that. Mario Ben Radius, thank you again for the many gifted subs. Everybody that just hanging around, dude, just a sheer undergirding of tier 1s and Twitch Primes is amazing. If you can't solve leak code hard, how are you going to make a big orange buttons to convert customers? Real talk, how are you? I don't know how you're going to do that. Big orange customer, big, huge red buttons are very hard to make without leak code cityscape problems being solved. Duranra, thank you very much for that brand new Twitch Prime for 5 months. But real talk, here's what I have to say about leak code. It's very, very simple. Let's imagine that you wanted to get into the school of your dreams. Or let's imagine there's a girl you really want to go on a date with. Or let's imagine any of situation that you want to fill in. Anything that you want in life. I know it's a bunch of Arch users, so like girl you want to go on a date with, like your Pokimane pillow probably doesn't make a lot of sense, right? Anyways, if you're going to do those kind of things, let's pretend that not only did they tell you they want you to come and talk to them, they also told you there's a handshake and you just need to do the handshake and you get in for free. Okay? Let's just pretend someone said that to you. What do you think you would do? You'd be over there for like 50 hours shaking your hands. You'd figure out the secret handshake every single time.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Right? That's the reality, is if you wanted it, you would figure it out. And so right now, for whatever reason, we've chosen leak code as the litmus test for if you're a good or bad programmer. Is it the best? I don't think it's the best. Is it what is currently there? It is what is currently there. Learn it, do the shake, figure it out, get the hell out. You know what I mean? I tried my hardest to solve it, but ran out of time. Hadn't done leak code in a long time. It was a bit unexpected. I thought the interview would, yeah. I mean, I would personally say it's not very good on the interviewer to do this to you. I don't think it's very good, but always be prepared. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I think about it. A week before, if I'm going to do an interview, a week before, I will start pulling up leak code questions and start going through them just to remember the stuff. You know what I mean? What do you think is best? I don't think there's one answer. That's the reality. Is I want to see people. Some people hate take-homes. Some people think take-homes are just evil that you do that. Some people think white coat. Here's the problem, is that there's a group of people who think that they should just be able to have nice questions where you just talk to somebody and they let you in or don't let you in. There needs to be some sort of litmus test. And the problem is that we only have a few ways that in which you can show your skills.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
I love you too. Tolgahan Parares. So thank you very much for that Twitch Prime. So it's either you got a take-home, You got a whiteboarding thing, or you got some sort of interpersonal, try to tell me about what you've done. And so it's like, which one would you want? Some people would rather have the whiteboarding because they know they can just nail that, right? They've done 1 billion leak code problems. Give me the whiteboarding. I'll crush it. Some people want the take home. I got plenty of time outside of work. Therefore, I'm going to go over there and I'm going to crush it out and I'll do a really great job. I'll be able to do it the way I want to do it. Some people love that. Some people would rather have like us sit down and just talk about a concept. The problem is there's so many different things that can go wrong in each one of those situations that's completely sucky, potentially unfair, but you need some way to make that gauge. And so, that's my personal opinion. I think anyone who complains about interviews are just being kind of weak, honestly. When I really needed money and there was and I could get a $50,000 a year job and I was living on $2 per meal a day, eating 2 meals, you want to guess how much work I did to get that first job? Hell yeah, girl. Hell yeah, girl. Okay? I was in it. I was in it to win it, right? I was in it to win it because you know what? I'm not going to go in there and I'm not going to go there. But the problem is personality interviews only get you so far. Have you ever met a really great personality, shitty programmer? Yeah, they exist. You need more. I need more than just are you a cool person? If I think you're a cool person, that's totally a subjective interview. What happened if me and you don't jive? Is that how? You got 1 hour to become my friend and you don't nail the personality interview, right? That's kind of shitty too. I ate a lot of noodles. So it's that's why I just don't think it's fair to do, there's no one answer. That's why I think you should give people the option to choose. I think that you should give them, and then you should give them more than one go, right? You should have 2 or 3 technical interviews, 2 or 3 personality interviews, because one of them are going to go great. And then you can go, okay, that one went really good. Why'd that one go really good? Okay, maybe it's the connection. Oh, we did 3 technical interviews, killed 2 of them, but just turned out on this last one. Well, probably really technical, just had a bad round. I'm a good person, but a shitty engineer. That's why Prime made me mod. Exactly. I want you taking care of the people, not the stuff. So that's just how I think about interviews. Friends forever, right? Just real talk. I think that if you try to do it any other way, it's just so hard. HK Paula, you know what I'm talking about, HK Paula? I know you do. Yeah. I really like that take, and I don't do leak code interviews. Yeah. I'm trying. Culture fit plus tech interviews is pretty good. Yeah, it's just super hard. I think it's super, super hard. Tech lead positions have to exist. Someone has to be. We call it just an informed captain at Netflix. You know what I mean? Shitty person and shitty engineer, but write pretty good code anyways. Yeah, I accidentally write good code every now and then. So I think that it's really hard to pick one way, right? I don't think you could pick one way. I just love the idea of letting people say what they want. Hey, man, do you want to take home or leak code? What do you want? If they can make a choice, I think that's good because I want to see them write code, right? I want to make sure that they know the difference between, say, a linked list and an array. They've thought about problems a little bit longer than just doing React. You know what I mean? I want to see some things. I want to know that they have some skills because you know what? In between making huge red buttons,
I love you.
Every now and then you also have to make really hard decisions. You know what I mean? I applied for some jobs a few days ago, so fingers crossed. Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome. Hiring will always be hard, silky smooth brain. From your previous talks, though, it sounds like you don't pass a lot of interviewees. Yeah, I don't pass a lot of interviews because I'm looking for technical things. I do 0 personality things when I do the technicals interviewings. I've done quite a few technical interviews recently. I'm going to change up my question. So I was doing async request queue. Here's a very simple, I described the problem very, very simple. My coworker crushed it out in 5 minutes, so I figured, okay, you got an hour to do it. Seems fair. Not getting asked technical questions sucks if you don't have a degree. How are you gonna prove you can program? But that's the thing is that the world's open to you, right? If someone says, well, I don't have a degree, so I can't answer that question, you know what that says to me? It says to me that you aren't willing to put in some good work, right? Because at the end of the day, if you don't have a degree and you never had a data structures and algorithms course, How to learn data structures and algorithms. Just start looking. Eventually, you'll find one that's not shitty. Right? Right? Like, if I really, really wanted to, we could figure this out. There's like 1 billion videos on how to pass that. There's the book, the classic, Cracking the Coding Interview. Right? It goes over like everything that you need to know about a coding. Like, it's not hard to go into it if you need to. Right? How did we go from algorithms to interview advice? They're on the same line. How long do you think a take-home should be? It's the impossible question. I don't know. Honest question. Should I study algorithms for a front-end job? You should always have them in the bag. That's what I like to say. Because here's the real talk. 90% of the problems you'll solve are simple problems. 10% are problems which require a lot of thought. And you're not hired for the 90% of simple problems, right? You're not hired to be co-pilot. You're hired to make those tougher decisions when the tougher decisions come up. You know, once or twice a year, you have hard problems. And those hard problems require some clever and like good understanding of programming. So having those in the tuck, never a bad decision. You know what I mean? That's why I just do that one. You know what I mean? I wrote a simple code challenge that I thought would take 20 minutes. I had only one person complete it in an hour allotted time, and they didn't implement everything. I felt bad. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you realize you make a miss as the interviewer, and you got to go, yeah, they did really good. They knew it was happening. Yeah. Willing to learn is a big thing. But again, so that's one reason why I do like the secret handshake. Learn data structures. It's like a very simple handshake. Can you just go learn something that's hard? Right? That's why I understand why whiteboard interviews I think are really, really nice. You know what I mean? I'm sure you could look at those. I don't want to click any Amazon links, but you get the idea. Right? Like, I just want to see that you can do it, right? That's a very simple litmus test with a very simple, this is the way to do it. Because if you just gauge them on, say, their Rust project, good Rust for them could be shitty Rust for you. But Prim's algorithm, right? Like, if they're like, oh, yeah, this is how you do it. You could use a priority queue here. Like, there's just one answer. I like that. I like the one answer things. You know what I mean? Because then I can't introduce my bias easily into it. You know what I mean? Barrett, thank you very much. I think Vim Handshake is actually valuable. If someone comes in and they talk about Vim, I know they've just went out of their way to learn something difficult.
I love
right?
you.
And so that is a +1. Now, I still want to see you program, but it makes me think that you're willing to go out of your way. You're willing to learn something that feels counterintuitive for the sake of becoming better at a craft. I know there's something inside of you that you're more willing to do hard things. So I'm like, okay, let's hear more. Right? I'm pretty sure you're asking me for permission and not how to. If you feel like you need to do that, then do it. But with practical code relevant to the job. Yeah, I'm not a fan of leak code stuff. Yeah, I'm on your team. Like, the more practical you can make the problem, the better. It's just very hard to make a good practical problem. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there's people that think it's overcomplicated, but they're just missing, they're missing the purposes. Anyways, Vim Talk, get Prime Hard. Yeah. All right. I agree with this. Medium problems are fair game, right? I can solve most medium problems in an hour without ever looking. There's some that are just like annoying as crap, right? Like the array ones. Like there's like these array ones where you're just like trying to toss through arrays, You can do whatever you want, my friend. Yep. I think you should just know algorithms. Right? Yes. Prim's algorithms. Okay, so I've done what I need to do with Prims. I'm happy about that. I am going to go like this. I want to add one more thing in this one. I'm just going to have this thing here. Actually, here, let's go like this. Let's not put it. Actually, no. We can put it here. I'm just going to go like this. Rename source. There we go. There we go. I'm just going to have that thing in there. I think that would be very, very good to have in there. What's going on in here? I think I definitely want this one. Oh. I already have. Oh. Okay, I see what the issue is. Okay, I will fix that later for that thing. We'll have to fix that thing later for that thing. We'll do it later. I want this thing. What's this thing saying? Is there anything else in here? I do want some of this. I don't want the code paths, though. Code paths are all wrong. Whatever. That's good enough. We'll put those ones on there. I don't think I can. We want the package lock. Do I need anything else? I kind of need some of this stuff, right? The problem is I need this thing right here. I don't really want this stuff right here. Okay, interesting. Whatever. I'll just commit this for now. We'll just commit that for now. We'll figure it out. I need to do a better way of doing this. CC feature prims in the let's see Prim's basic implementation without PQ. Right? I need to find a better way to do this, honestly. I need to find a better way to do this. It's getting annoying. It's getting annoying, and I don't know how to do it quite yet. You know what I mean? Because there has to be like a runtime step that happens, and I think the autocomplete and stuff is going to suck without it. So I don't quite know how to do that yet. You know what I mean? All right, anyways.